Hello, Sandra. I heard about you. Why didn't you tell me about this amazing thing? Oh, Roberta, hello. You heard something about me? I wonder what you're talking about. Don't be shy. You don't have to hide it. The drama club of my grandchildren. I heard they won the first place at the district's drama competition, didn't they? The competition is called the Newcomers Debut Festival. Oh, yes. But it's not a big deal. It's a big competition, but it's a newcomers competition, and it's not a full-fledged launch pad for the theater industry. Those girls are also saying that there is still a long way to go, and they are preparing themselves for the next steps. I wish them all the best, too. Oh dear, what a demanding mother. As a parent, it's only natural to praise your children for their great success. Raphael and Emma must want their mother to praise them too. Poor Shoujo-kun and Shannon-chan. I am a playwright myself, and my husband George is also a stage director, so I can't help but be strict. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the kids do their best. Yes, I'm really happy for you. So, aren't you going to do something to celebrate? George says we should celebrate at a popular Japanese restaurant in town that's been getting a lot of attention on TV lately. He said it's our kids' memorable first step toward their dream, so we should at least do that. I'm going there tonight with them. Wow, that's great. What time should we go then? What do you mean by that? Huh? Why are you asking me that question? It's a celebration for my grandchildren. Of course you'll invite me and my husband too, right? I'm sorry, but I don't think you and your husband can join us today. We only booked the seats for 4 people. That's okay. We can just ask the restaurant to change the number of people who'll be attending right over the phone. I'll make sure to bring some gifts to celebrate. I hate to say this, but I don't want you to come. What? Why not? We're your family. Are you saying that you want to exclude me and my husband? Wouldn't the grandchildren be happy if Grandma and Grandpa come to celebrate? Even my son George would be happy to invite us. I'm sure George doesn't want you to come either. Whenever we go to a fancy restaurant or cafe for our children's events, or for the occasional extravaganza, you found out about that from somewhere and just came over. You eat like a growing child, gobbling up 5 times as much as anyone else. You would say that you didn't bring any money or forgot your wallet at home. You force us to lend you money, but you never pay us back. Oh my God, how dare you? That makes it sound like it's our fault. It's natural for you to treat your parents at a restaurant. Even George must be happy to be able to show filial piety. There's a limit to how much filial piety you can show your parents. And it's not just about money. The other day, when we had a barbecue, you came over to our house. You just ate the food and left without cleaning up afterwards, didn't you? Don't tell me you don't know about that. I don't like the sound of you barging in on me. I just happened to be visiting my son and his wife at their house and found out that you had a barbecue, so I just decided to join. I'm sorry that I didn't help you cleaning up afterwards. I thought I'd get in trouble if I touched their stuff without permission, so I just left since I didn't want to disturb you. You just want to argue with me, don't you? Have you ever thought that people are usually careful when they eat at other people's house? How dare you eat more than half of the meat and vegetables that we prepared on that day? Oh, did I eat that much? I'm sorry, but me and my husband eat a lot most of the time. I have the advantage that I don't get fat no matter how much I eat, so I tend to eat a lot. I don't really care about that. Anyway, we are very annoyed by the gluttony of you and your husband. We will not invite both of you to dinner or tea in the future, so please don't think badly of us. What? That's terrible. Even I want to have a taste of that expensive Japanese food. If you want to eat there so badly, please go by yourself. Your father-in-law only receives a modest amount of salary every month. We can't afford to go to expensive restaurants unless we have a chance like this. So you want us to treat you to a fancy Japanese restaurant this time too? I'm speechless at your attitude. How rude! You're being so obnoxious again, aren't you? I just want to celebrate my grandchildren's success and have a nice dinner with my son and his family. When you come over, we don't have fun. This time, we want to celebrate with our family of 4, so please refrain from coming to the restaurant. Sandra, you haven't arrived yet? I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go in and eat first, okay? Roberta, what are you talking about out of the blue? What do you mean? I'm talking about the fancy Japanese restaurant you mentioned last time. It's a celebration for my grandchildren's victory. Let me ask you something. Which restaurant are you in right now? Of course, the one you mentioned last time. I told you I'll be there to celebrate. I got here early, so I'll go in and eat first. I told you I want to celebrate with my family of 4, so please don't join us. Why are you ignoring me? You told me to refrain from coming. Unfortunately, the word refrain doesn't exist in my dictionary. That's why I'm here at the restaurant. Just kidding. I beg your pardon. Is that supposed to be a joke? Well, I'll allow you to come, but you are going to pay for your own food, aren't you? Huh? Why should I pay? Since you are the host, you are supposed to buy drinks for the guests, aren't you? I brought gifts for my grandchildren, so that's enough, right? My husband decided not to work overtime and rushed home. We will be here to celebrate with all of you. Well then, we'll be waiting for you while we eat, so hurry up and come over. Sandra, aren't you very late? How long are you going to make us wait? I'm full and so is my husband. Thanks for the meal. What are you talking about? We arrived at the restaurant more than 30 minutes ago. Oh, really? I just can't see all of you. Oh, well, that's okay. Like I said before, we're full, so we'll go home first. I'm sorry I couldn't give the grandchildren their gifts today, but I'll bring them to your house next time. I've told you that you must pay for your own food. I don't have any money. You invited me, Sandra, so you should pay for it. My husband and I can't pay such an amount of money by ourselves. Give me a break. I didn't invite you and your husband. Don't falsify your memory. You guys usually eat a lot. How many servings did you eat? Let's see, I think about 10 servings. 10 servings? Are you kidding me? That's right. Expensive cuisine is delicious, but the portions are very small. I wasn't full at all and kept having second helpings. If you ate and drank as much as you wanted like that, it would cost at least $6,000. Are you sure you can handle it? I just got confirmation that it's $7,000. Oh my God! Unbelievable! Looks like we ate too much. $7,000, huh? How can you eat that much if you don't have any money? Besides, you just had a meal at the most expensive restaurant in town. I thought that with Haruna and your husband, we could make it work. Eating with other people's money tastes so much better. It's the best. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. What do you think you're doing? Relying so much on other people's money? Are you out of your mind? Don't worry about the details. I'll bring you some gifts later, so please give me $7,000. You know what? Will you please stop this? What the hell do you think we are? Do you think we're some sort of ATM? I don't think of you that way. We are family, aren't we? Don't try to fool us. There's no family that will charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for a meal. Such people are parasites. Just come and pay us as soon as possible. If you don't pay, I can't go home. Even if you don't want to, George, who loves his parents, will be happy to pay. Why don't you ask him to pay? Oh, I just remembered something. Which fancy restaurant are you and your husband visiting? Huh? What are you talking about? The one near that train station? Because that's the only one that's close to our hometown. You're the one who said we were going there in the first place. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but you're going to the wrong restaurant, Roberta. What? We're having our meal at the main restaurant, which is located in Florida. Huh? Florida? Yes, that's correct. This time, we are celebrating the children's victory. George and I splurged on a 3-day trip to a luxury resort in Florida. We decided to go to the main restaurant tonight and have a dinner party there. Stop joking. I didn't know about that. Well, that's because I didn't tell you about that. In the first place, I don't have the obligation to tell someone I didn't invite. I was so nervous that you might have followed me to Florida. Wait a minute. You're really in Florida? Are you saying that you won't come to the one near our hometown? I'm telling you the truth. I'm enjoying fine Japanese cuisine at the main restaurant here, so I have no plan to go back home at the moment. And even if we did, it would be too late due to the time and distance. Then what about our payment? That's terrible! You deceived me! What do you mean? You just misunderstood and went to the different restaurant on your own, didn't you? Then that means you were already in Florida when I called you in the morning. Why didn't you tell me? If it's a family trip, you should have taken me and my husband along. That's terrible! How dare you leave us out of the group? This is a celebration for the children, and I want to celebrate it with just 4 of us. People who want to eat a big meal and make others pay for them without a second thought are not family. What the? How can you say that? Unlike you and your family who are successful in the theater, my husband doesn't make much money. How can you be such a cold wife to make us pay for the meals we just ate? We're supposed to help each other out. That's what a family member is supposed to do. Helping each other? What kind of joke is that? I don't remember you helped us at all. What you're doing is just forcing your family to pay for your meals every single time. You and your husband are just parasites. What? That's very rude. Do you think you can just say anything you want to say just because you're a playwright? I'm just stating a fact. Anyway, we are in Florida now, so you need to pay for what you ate by yourself. Instead of talking about us, shouldn't you be thinking about how to handle the payment? What? I don't understand. Wait a minute. I only have $120 in my wallet and my husband has about $260. And I didn't even bring my credit card. My husband and I can only pay by debit card. Let me ask you, what is the balance? Around $200? Oh my, that's the most modest amount of money I've ever seen. We could have made it work in a regular restaurant, but you spent $7,000 there, right? No matter how you look at it, that's not even close to the exact amount you need to pay. That's right. So you need to give me $7,000 now. I'm sorry to keep repeating this, but we are in Florida now. No matter how hard we try, we can't go back to our hometown right now. Even if we could, we have no obligation to pay you for the food and drink you've taken the liberty of eating and drinking like idiots. What? I'm in trouble. If you don't pay us, we can't go back, and we'll end up running away without paying. It's not good for you guys to have your family members treated like criminals. Treated like criminals? You'll become criminals if you just run away without paying. Stop messing around with me. Let me talk to George. That boy will understand. He'll gladly pay for me and my husband. Actually, I just asked him about it, but he said he doesn't care about that. He said that your husband doesn't make much money, but he's the general manager at his company, right? It's not that he doesn't make enough money. It's that he spends too much on food, which puts a strain on your monthly budget. George also said that he has always been put off by his parents' gluttony. Also, you're saying that you aren't fat even if you eat a lot. But have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? Why don't you and your husband take this opportunity to reevaluate the amount of food you've been eating all these times? This can't be happening! Good luck to both of you then. I'm enjoying my meal with my husband and children. Have a good day. Then, my mother and father-in-law, who were in a hurry, made a devilish phone call to my father-in-law's colleague. They asked him to bring them some money and made a payment of $7,000 in the form of a loan. Because of this, my father-in-law's position in the company deteriorated, and now he is working with a narrow view of his own shoulders. I felt refreshed and fully enjoyed my trip to Florida with my husband, son, and daughter. I returned home with great satisfaction and was able to further strengthen my family ties.
Nice to meet you. You're Scott's wife, Rachel? Yes, nice to meet you. I'd like to talk to you. Do you have a moment now? Who is this? How do you know my number? My name is Sarah. I used to work for the same company as your husband. I had just joined the company, so he was my trainer. I asked him for your number. I see. I didn't know he was training a newbie. He was a very nice trainer. By the way, what do you need from me? Yes, this is very important. Actually, I've been dating Scott for about 7 years now. What? What do you mean by dating? We love each other. Love each other? My husband is married to me. Of course, I know that. So you knew he is married and you were dating him? Yes, 7 years ago. Scott, my trainer, and I, the trainee, fell in love. I still believe that we are meant to be. In other words, you were having an affair with him, is that correct? For 7 years? 7 years ago, I think that's the time we got married. You guys have been dating before we got married? That is right. At that time, he chose you, and I couldn't be his wife. But now we don't know which of us he is serious. Hey, this is not some kind of joke. I wouldn't text to tell a wife something like this as a joke. Right. Scott and I have a 4-year-old daughter. What? A 4-year-old daughter? My youngest daughter is 4 years old too. I mean, you kept it a secret for 7 years. Why are you telling me now? Are you asking me to break up or something? No, there is no need to. It seems that he doesn't want to get divorced either. And I am quite satisfied with my life as it is now. But your daughter has no father, right? Are you raising her by yourself? It's fine. Scott comes to our house and plays the role of a father. That's why he's not around on weekends. And when he spends so much money on drinking and golf, actually it was for... He gives us enough money every month to live on, so we don't have any problems on living. I don't want to destroy your family either. You've kind of destroyed it already. Then why did you tell me? I'm thinking of letting my daughter take piano lessons. Why not? That's a good idea. There's no need to ask for permission, is there? But in order for her to practice piano as much as she wants, we need to move to a soundproof apartment. Oh, okay. Plus, if I buy a piano and let her take lessons, I'll need more money than that. Well, if you're going to put that much effort into it, I'm sure you will. That's why I wanted Scott to give us more money. Excuse me? I heard that you manage the living expense, so I reached to you directly. Do you mean that we have to give money from our family's budget to a woman who is having an affair? Is that why you told me about the affair you have been continuing for the past 7 years? I was going to keep it a secret from you, but it's for my daughter's sake. I had no choice. You work from home, right? We depend on Scott's money and we're having a hard time. If that's the case, why don't you work? I am having a hard time raising my daughter. I mean, I have 2 children, but I work. Anyway, we've reached the limit to make ends meet with his savings and allowance, so please give us some of your money. I give him quite a lot of money every month, and now that I know it's being used for you and the child, I feel like not to give him any more. And now you want me to give you even more money? Do you realize how selfish you are? We won't destroy your family. I'm just asking for money. Is that a problem? You're the type of person who doesn't understand. Fine. I'm glad you understand. Then can you transfer the money today? No, I can't do it today. Anyway, I like to confirm things with my husband. If it's about money, it's not something I can answer right now. Would it be alright if I talk to you later? Yes, but I would like her to start taking piano lessons as soon as possible. Please reach me as soon as you can. It was truly shocking. It is true that my husband is very busy and spends very little time at home. However, when he is home, he is a good father who often plays with the children. When I asked him when he came home that night, he admitted to cheating on me and apologized. Ma'am, it has been almost a week now. Since that day, have you considered about it? My daughter is looking forward to going to a class soon. I checked with my husband right after that, and he admitted it. So I decided to believe your story. Okay, so what about the money? We cannot support you financially, so I refuse. What? My beautiful daughter has a talent for the piano. Are you going to crush her talent? How can you do such a terrible thing? That has nothing to do with us. It does, because her dad is Scott. She's your husband's child. We're getting divorced. What? Divorce? No, I didn't ask for that. What are you doing? We've thought it over. I think it's difficult to manage 2 families' finances on my husband's income. That may be so, but... So he should divorce me and be together with you. Wait, I'm sure you can manage your family finance with your income. So you want me to give you all of my husband's income? That's very arrogant of you. We don't have any money, so there's nothing we can do. Without his income, my daughter and I will starve. That's because you don't work. I told you I'm busy raising my daughter, didn't I? That's just an excuse. In fact, I am raising 2 children myself. I work in between. That's, Today I'm discussing divorce with my husband with a lawyer. Oh no! I'm leaving everything else to him. I believe he's going to your place. So you guys decide the rest. You should officially become husband and wife and raise your daughter together. I don't think that's a good idea. I want things to stay the way they are. I can't now that I know about the affair. I can't live the same way. But you have 2 kids, right? Wouldn't they be better to stay with Dad? Yes, but it's better to be divorced and raise myself than to live with a man who cheated on me. My kids and I will be moving out soon, so you guys cannot reach me anymore. I don't think they would want to know that their father is a man who cheated on his wife before they were married. But don't you feel sorry for Scott? He won't be able to see his children. He cheated on me. He deserves it. What? So don't worry. You can marry Scott. I told you I'm not asking you to divorce or remarry. Why, if he divorces me and remarry you, he can spend his income on you. Up until now, I've been managing his money, but that will be gone. It's good for you. I'm not interested in destroying other people's families. It's already over 7 years ago when you started dating my husband. But you only found out recently. I did find out recently, but if he has been cheating on me for the past 7 years, then we were over from 7 years ago. That's not my fault. No, I think my husband is the worst. That's why I'm divorcing him. Please don't divorce him. I feel sorry for him. I have no compassion for people who cheat. Well, I have to go see my lawyer now, so if you'll excuse me. Wait a minute, don't get divorced. He'll be sad. The woman who introduced herself as Sarah said some mysterious things, so I discussed it with my lawyer. He suggested me that he would do a background check on her, so he started to investigate her while we proceeded a divorce. I told my husband not to see her until the investigation was done, and finally I was able to get the results that I can satisfy. Hey, why is Scott moving in with us? Please don't do anything without asking me. The lease is under Scott's name, and the person living there is someone he has been with for many years and his daughter. So it's natural that he would move in there after divorcing me. That's true, but... Then I don't see any problem with Scott living with you. There are many problems. I only need him to come see us a few times a week. Is that because you don't want your real boyfriend to find out? What? What are you talking about? What do you mean by a real boyfriend? I don't have anyone else. There's no point in playing dumb. I thought something was wrong, so we investigated you. What? Sarah, you have another boyfriend, don't you? Perhaps your daughter is his child. My child is definitely Scott's child. If you don't say so, you won't get any money from Scott. What's up with you? Do you have any proof? I won't forgive you if you insult me without any proof. I looked up the date of birth of your daughter and calculated backwards. Huh? That was when Scott was on a long business trip. He was abroad for about 3 months. Isn't it strange to have a child? There could be some time gap. Besides, your daughter is 4 years old, right? My daughter's birthday is 6 months after yours. It was the year I got pregnant, so I remembered he had to go on a long business trip. I was able to know the truth because our children are the same age. I certainly don't have any clear evidence, but what would Scott do if he found out about this? Don't tell me you told him. So your daughter is not Scott's child? So what? My real boyfriend doesn't make much money. So I'm just pretending that she's Scott's child for the time being. He is happy believing it. It would be better for him not to tell anything unnecessary. Well, it's none of my business. Do as you please. Anyway, I've already told Scott. But you guys have to pay me the child support. What? Child support? Yes, when you told me about the affair, you were prepared for this situation, weren't you? If you had kept it quiet, I wouldn't have known, but you reached and told me you were having an affair. It's like you want to pay me the child support. Why would I pay? I'm the one who gets paid, right? I don't understand how you can get that idea. For 7 years, you knew my husband was married. You guys were cheating on me, right? That's... Then I have the right to ask for the child support. I've already told you that we don't have that kind of money. I've been telling you for a while now that you should work. I was getting money from Scott because I didn't want to work. It seems like he has been paying you a lot of money. Thanks to you, he has no more savings. Now he's penniless. That's what he wanted to do for me. In other words, you lied to him that she's his child and steal his money though. Depending on the case, but he may also ask you to take the responsibility. That's, Well, it doesn't matter to me. From now on, you guys have to pay me. The child support for 2 children, so I'm sure it's going to be tough. That's not my business. But it seems like he's planning to remarry you. I know it's going to be tough, but please work hard and pay. Wait! Don't put me in trouble. You know I have a real boyfriend. I don't want Scott if he doesn't have any money. Please tell him that directly. I've already decided to ask for the child support and we've already got divorced. You are no longer of any concern to me. Oh no. I'll return him to you, so come and get him. I don't need him. No, thank you. My real boyfriend is coming. Please, let me live my life as before. Why don't you just stay with him and live as you have been doing? We can't go back to the way we were before. Why do I have to listen to all of your favors? I'll do anything what you ask. Then suffer. No, hey! Scott started to bring in his stuff. There's no way 3 of us can live in this small apartment. Well, he has already moved out of our house, but he doesn't have much stuff, so you should be fine. He sold things which he collected as a hobby to earn money to pay you. It seems like he really cares about your family over there. That's not good. If my real boyfriend found out, I'd be in trouble. You're lucky I saved you the trouble of explaining it to him. Please, I don't need him anymore. I'll give him back. I don't need him too. I'm sorry I had an affair, so please go back to the way things were. Please take him back. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to move out, so I have to go. Wait. I'm sure you guys will receive a letter from my lawyer regarding the child support. Please work hard and pay it. I beg you, please, help me, Rachel. My real boyfriend is coming. Hey, please. Help me. Eventually, it was discovered that the daughter was not Scott's child. Sarah was also demanded to return the money Scott had paid until now. She had no choice but to work. She is now exhausted from hard work, day and night. On the other hand, Scott is asking me to get back together, but I have been ignoring him. How can a person who cheated on his wife be forgiven? The world is not that easy. By the way, Sarah's real boyfriend found out about the whole thing. He took her daughter, his own child, to his parents' home and raised her with his own hands. Of course, he decided to keep his distance from Sarah.